Hey guys, welcome to Carcelli. We're in another NFL prediction. We're finishing off the NFC South. We've done all three of these teams, and now we are doing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After this, we've only got the NFC and AFC North to do, and then we'll be done. But let's talk about the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are one of the most improved teams in the whole NFL this year. I mean, they got Tom Brady, of course, they got Rob Gronkowski, and just those two players alone are really going to boost them up. Not to mention they already have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ronald Jones on that offense. I mean, Ronald Jones, again, is nowhere near the level of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but is still a formidable running back. So right now, they have all kinds of weapons for Tom Brady, really more than he had over in New England, so he might play a bit better. And also on the defense, that front seven is also looking pretty good with like Ndamukong Suh on there, and then that and their secondary is also pretty solid. So their defense is great, their offense is great. That to me seems like a good team whenever all of your players are good. All right, so let's talk about their record. So in week 1, going to New Orleans in week 1, it's a divisional game. I don't know how well Tampa Bay is going to be playing, but I doubt they'll be playing well enough in week 1 in New Orleans to beat New Orleans. I'm sorry, but definitely could be a pretty close game, but I don't see them. They're at home. In a home opener. It's just maybe later in the season they'll get the win in week 9, but we're not there yet. Going in to week 2 up against Carolina Panthers. In week 2, again, they're kind of in the same situation, except for like Teddy Bridgewater is nowhere near as good as Tom Brady, and I mean the rest of their team isn't that good. I'm just gonna give the win to Tampa Bay here. Especially you look at Carolina's defense; it is much worse than you need to have your defense if you're going to be playing a team like the Buccaneers, who have stars on their defense, like Jason Pierre, Devin White, Levante David. I mean, their defense is stacked. Then they go to Denver, and Drew Lock in week 3. I know if you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't think Drew Lock. I think he'll get better throughout the season, but I still don't think he's going to take like a huge second-year leap. Especially in week 3, I don't see him really doing. It'll be the Philip Lindsay show, and I mean, I don't know if Philip Lindsay can carry their offense enough to get the win against Tampa Bay. Then in week 4, the Chargers come to town, and this is, I don't know. So the Chargers, at this point, I'm pretty sure that they're still going to have Justin Herbert in there as their starting quarterback. Wait, no, never mind. They're going to have Tyrod Taylor. They're still going to have Tyrod Taylor in there as their starting quarterback. Sorry, I messed up my words. They're not going to have Herbert in there yet. Tyrod Taylor is a very good quarterback. He is. I could see him starting for some teams. That's kind of the stuff I was saying about Teddy Bridgewater last year, and look where he is now. So in week 4 at home, up against the Chargers will have Keenan Allen. That whole offense is very good. So this could be a close matchup, but I can't see a situation. I don't think it's likely that the Chargers win this one, but they could keep it close. And then they go into Chicago, and if you couldn't tell already, I don't think Chicago's that good, but who knows? It's Thursday night. They're at home up against Tampa Bay. Who knows? Maybe I don't know. But at this point, I don't know. This could be Mitch Trubisky or Nick Foles. Either way, I feel like they're still. Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, in my own words, are pretty bad. They're basically backup quarterbacks. And I don't see them. It's another team kind of like the Broncos, who are going to be leaning on a running back in that defense. They're going to be leaning on David Montgomery in that defense with Khalil Mack. All right, and then in week 6, they're 4-1. They're completely just on fire. And they haven't really had a challenge since week 1. I think Green Bay comes to Tampa Bay and kind of gives them a shock here. Green Bay is coming off of a bye week. You look at them; they're a very stacked team, the Packers. So it'll be, it definitely is a game that Tampa Bay could win, but I don't think that they will. And then in week 7, they're 4-2, but that's okay, right? That's okay, right? Because look, they've only got to play Las Vegas at home, coming off of a bye week, in week 7. I don't know about this one. This could be one that Las Vegas or Tampa Bay could take. And actually, I'm going to have Las Vegas kind of shock them. I mean, that offense is very good. They're not going to be leaning on Josh Jacobs. They're going to be they do have a solid offense, which isn't talked about very much, but I think that they can pull off the win here in week 7. A pretty surprising win, but I think they can do it. And in week 8, they're kind of looking at this and saying, "Oh no, if we lose to the Giants, there's a big chance we're going to be 4-5." But again, I'm not going to go that route. I think that they beat the Giants and they split with the Saints. I just don't see the Saints sweeping them. I mean, they'll probably be a much better team in week 9 than they were in week 1. Plus, they're at home. So, yeah. So, they're 6-3 now, and then they go into Carolina and they sweep them. This is a game that if Christian McCaffrey takes off, which he probably will, and, Teddy Bridgewater plays like he plays. He's really good. This could be one that Carolina could sneak out. They could, in a distant, far-off scenario, they could split with Tampa Bay, but I really don't think that's going to happen. And in Week 11, Las Vegas comes over and they see they've got the Chiefs and then the bye week, and then they have a pretty easy 3-game stretch here. Week 18 is the playoffs. Ignore that. In Week 11, Las Vegas coming to town. Las Vegas has a solid offense. Jared Goff is going to step up this year, I think. And plus, with Todd Gurley on the Falcons, Darrell Henderson, we got a lot more play time, and he's a very good running back. So it'll be a tough game, but I feel like Tampa Bay can get the win here and kind of cement their place in the playoffs right now. Because teams have gone 7-4 a lot, but 8-3, that's kind of like, hey, you're a good team. Then the Chiefs come to Tampa Bay, and now the Chiefs are they're probably a little bit nervous going in, but I know Tampa Bay is really good, but I don't think they're good enough to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just yet. They go into their bye week. They're like, all right, guys, we're 8-4. They celebrate a bit. They're like, all right, man, let's just coast through the rest of the season. All we have to do is play Atlanta twice and play Detroit. And who knows? Maybe they can get the win out here. So they go. Minnesota comes to town, and I think coming off a bye week at home, and plus, I think they get the win here, boosted by the fact they're at home after a bye week, but also the boost by the fact that I think Minnesota, while they're not bad, they're definitely not elite. They're not anywhere near the Chiefs level. And then they go to Atlanta, and look at them. They ignore this 2-12 thing. They have Julio Jones. They've got Matt Ryan. They've got Calvin Ridley. They have some okay offense, and I think they start picking things up in Week 15. I think they get a win here actually in Week 15, and I think they're also shocked by the Lions in Week 16. So they get 2 faulty losses here. They're 9-6, but I do think they get the win here. Because look, Matt Stafford looks great whenever he is a pretty good quarterback, and I think he could possibly show it late in the season, kind of keeping his job for a bit more. So I think in the later in the season games, maybe Detroit will step it up. I don't know. I think they get beat here mainly because this is a divisional game, and divisional games are tough, and also because Detroit's pretty underrated. I think they get the win here, but they do split with Atlanta in Week 17, 10-6. They don't win their division, of course, but they do. 10-6 isn't very good. it isn't very bad, and we're not going to do Week 18 yet because we haven't gone to the playoffs. Now, worst case scenario, this is as bad as it gets. Worst case scenario, I don't think they lose there. They could lose there, definitely. They could be swept, and they could split. Come on. All right. The Rams could win this one, and that is about as low as I'm seeing them going. Is 5-11. So 5-11 is and again, I don't think this is likely to happen. I just think this is as low as it's possible for this team to go. Whoever is banging on my door, can you give me like 10 seconds? I don't know. I think someone's banging on my door. So yeah. So. Back to 9-7, back to 10-6. All right, now best case scenario before I end the video. They definitely could beat Las Vegas. I don't know about this game. they could sweep and they could win these 2 games. So I think 13-3 is about as good as I'm willing to say that they go. I don't think that they win away at the Saints or to the Chiefs or to the Packers. So yeah, so 13-3 is as low as I'm willing to say. Let me go as high as I'm willing to say that they go. Now let me put all this back, all their losses, wherever they may be. Yeah, there we go. So 10-6 is my prediction. You can go to playerprediction.com and make your own predictions and send them to me on Twitter, on Instagram, in the YouTube comments, and send them to me on Patreon. I don't care. I look at them all. And if I get a few, I'll make a video reacting to them. Speaking of that, I need video ideas. I have ran out, and I have to post a video tomorrow. No, in 2 days. So please, someone give me a video idea. Also, if you make me a banner, I'll shout you out because my banner is kind of awful. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and sticking all the way through all my plugs. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.